Hi, everybody. I'm Steve Bourie, and I am the author of the American Casino Guide.
And I'm Matt Bourie, and I'm the editor of the American Casino Guide. And today we're here with part 2 of our Top 10 Slot Machine Myths Busted video.
So we went through the first 5, and now we're going to go through 6 and 10. And number 6 on our list of the top 10 slot machine myths is that the slot machines by the aisles and doors are looser than the other slot machines in the casino.
And by looser, we mean that they pay back more often. And I think where this comes from is that as people walk through the casino, they notice that the machines by the front doors are being played, and there's people hitting jackpots. And the same thing with the machines on the aisles is that they just generally hit more jackpots. And while that may be true, it's only because the only reason people hit more jackpots on those machines is because people play those machines more often. It's because people don't like walking all the way to the inside of the aisle to have to fight their way and push between chairs and stuff to get on a slot machine. So the machine at the end of the aisle is always played more often. So, of course, you're going to see people hitting more jackpots on it because people play them more often. Nobody's going to hit a jackpot on a machine that's not being played.
Yeah, now I've done interviews with slot managers in casinos. Those are the people who are responsible for putting the machines on the floor where they should be placed, and they control the payback percentages on those machines. Now, the slot manufacturer will offer a casino, when they order a slot machine, they'll offer them a range of payback percentages on the machine, which is generally as low as 88% to say as high as 95%. And what all the casinos do, and we have statistics on our site, we put them in the book, but if you go to our site, you can click on slot machine payback statistics, and you'll see that the higher the denomination of the machine, the higher the machine is said to pay back. So the penny machines are around 88%, the quarter machines around 90, 91%, dollar machines around 92, 93%, $5 machines 94, 95%, and that's how they put them in the casino. So people sometimes they think, well, if it's a 90% machine, half of them are going to be 85%, and half of them are going to be 95%. And if I go to the machines that are by the doors, those are going to be the ones that are 95%. So that sometimes people think, oh, there's a 10% range, and basically that's not the way it's done. They're all pretty much within 1%. Based on the denomination. So if it's a dollar machine, or let's say a quarter machine, well, let's go with a dollar machine. I think I said before 92 to 93%. So it's not like there's a big range. They're all pretty much right around 92 and 93%. So it doesn't matter which machine in the casino you play. They're all pretty much within the same denomination. They're all pretty much going to pay back the same amount. So no, they're really not set higher by the doors or the aisles. Now, while we're on the subject, we should also say sometimes you'll be in a casino and you'll see a sign over a bank of machines, and you have to be careful with the wording on this, because sometimes you may say, and I think they were more popular years ago, but it would say 98% payback, or up to 98% payback. So let's say there's 10 machines and there's a sign up there. It says up to 98% payback. You have to be careful, because if just one of those machines could be 98% and the other 9 could be 90%, but the sign would be accurate up to 98% payback. So that could happen. But if the sign says 98% payback and it's over those 10 machines, then you know that all 10 of those machines have a 98% payback. So that's something that you should be aware of when you go into a casino, if you see signage like that, to interpret it correctly.
Number 7 on our list is that some people say that casinos tighten up slots on the weekends and they loosen them up during the week. And I think the reason they say this is because they assume that if the casino's packed on the weekends, the casino wants to make more money, so they're going to tighten up the slot machines because they figure people are going to be going out anyways and they're going to be there, so they're not really going to care what the machines pay back. And this one is another one that's just 100% completely false.
Yeah, the way a slot machine works is basically, like I said before, you have that random number generator in there. It's a chip. It's a long-term payback percentage. So let's say a machine is set to 93%. Say it's a dollar machine, 93%. Some people say, oh, on the weekends they're going to, turn it down to 88%. They're going to go in, they're going to flip a switch, and they're going to turn it down to 88%. Well, it doesn't work like that, because now what they have to do, and this is about 90% of the way the slot machines operate. They don't work on a switch where they can change everything. They have to manually go into the machine and change the chip directly within the machine. And it's a lot of work, and casinos really don't play games like that. They know how much they want to make off a certain denomination, and all the machines are pretty much set about that. They're really not playing games where some are high and some are low. They're all pretty much set by denomination. Now, there is a system called server-based gaming, where technically, with a flip of a switch on a computer control panel, you could switch the payback percentage, but it's never been that popular server-based gaming. Only about 10% of the casinos in the United States have it. Now, in Las Vegas, they do have a server-based gaming where it could be done, but there are regulations. Number one, they can't change a game while someone is playing it. The game has to be idle for, I think it's 3 minutes, and there also has to be verbiage on the machine explaining that the machine is undergoing a change. So there are protections in place for the players on a system like that. But no, casinos really don't, switch it back and forth make them tight on the weekend or loosen them up during the week. That is a myth.
All right, number 8 on our list is kind of a two-parter. These two go hand in hand, where people will say either, oh, this machine hasn't hit in a while, I need to keep playing it because it's due to hit. Or, I just hit a jackpot on this machine, I should stop playing it because it's going to stop paying out because it has to collect more money before it can start paying out again. And these are both just 100% false. Back to the random number generator, or RNG, what controls how the slot machine pays off. Each decision that RNG makes is completely independent of all past events and all future events. It has, what you just did has no effect on what's about to happen, and what just happened has no effect on what's going to happen in the next spin. It's just 100% completely independent.
Yeah, the slot machine doesn't care if it just paid out a jackpot. What happens, it's all, again, in that random number generator. And within that, there's a set number of combinations. So let's say there's 5 million possible combinations. So every time you push that button, the odds of hitting a jackpot are the same. It doesn't care what it paid out in the past. You're starting all over again. It's the same combination of numbers in there, and the probability of getting one of those combinations remains the same every time you push that button. Now, one thing you have to keep in mind, though, this does not apply to some machines that are called must-hit-by slots.
Yeah, so those are a little different. They're somewhat of a new idea, where if you're going into the casino and you see slot machines, and they generally have 2 jackpots. One is the mega, and one's the mini, or whatever they want to call it, and they have a range of where they'll hit by. Like, it'll start at $20. Generally, the smaller number starts at about 10 or 20, and it can hit by 25 or 50. It depends on the machine. So those machines are kind of based on past results, just because the closer you get that jackpot is to the highest number where it has to hit by, the more likely of a chance you have of it winning. And those work because when they start, so say somebody just hit the jackpot and it starts at $20 and it has to hit by $50. As soon as that resets, the machine will randomly pick a set dollar amount, like $38.42. It'll just randomly pick some random number between the starting point and the finishing point, and it builds as you play it, and as soon as it builds to that number that it picked at the beginning, you automatically win the jackpot. You don't even have to have had a winning combination on the screen.
Okay, number 9 on our list is if a machine is set to pay back 93%, it means that if I put $100 through that machine, I will get back $93.
And that's just not true, because that's a long-term outcome. Like, that is what is expected to happen after millions of spins. It's not going to happen. The way we explain gambling is that the house edge, anything can happen in the short run. You can hit a jackpot and win money, because casinos aren't built on winners, is what they say. A vast majority of the games in a casino, the casino is going to win money in the long run. But anything can happen in the short run. I mean, if nobody ever won in a casino, nobody would ever go to casinos, but that's just not how it works.
Yeah, what they do is that they have formulas, probability formulas, and like Matt said, that machine is probably not going to achieve that actual payback percentage, and it's not going to be exactly 93%. It'll be within a couple of tenths of a percent, but after millions of hands, and they're going to say there's a 90% probability that it will be a 93% payback after several million hands. So it's not an exact number, but it's close to it, and they know it's all based on probability. I mean, the machine doesn't, decide, well, today I'm going to pay out some. It's all random, but it's all based on probability.
All right, so number 10 and the final one on our list of the top slot machine myths that we're busting is that you should always bet max coins. And this is, again, one of the ones where it's not 100% true, but it's mostly false.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of articles on the internet where they say, oh, well, you should always bet max coins because if you happen to win, it's great. You'll get more money. Well, there's only certain situations where you should bet max coins. And those situations are where there is a benefit to you for playing max coins. And one of those, now let's talk about an example where it's definitely not to your benefit. That would be a straight multiplier. That would be a game like, let's say, if you bet one coin, you win $100 for a jackpot. You bet two coins, you win $200. You bet three coins, you win $300. So if you bet one, the second coin, it doubles it. The third coin, it triples it. But it's not giving you anything extra. So why you're just risking more money and you're not getting any benefit for it. So in a situation like that, you definitely do not want to bet max coins because you're just risking more money without any benefit. Now, there are other machines that will give you more money if you double your bet rather than just double it. They'll throw in a bonus of some kind. So in a machine like that, it's to your benefit. Now, we have a video on YouTube that you can look for, and we go over all these situations. It's called When to Bet Max Coins, the slot machine, When to Bet Max Coins. So look for that one. But one thing I did want to say is there is a situation where you should always bet the max coins, and that's when you're playing a progressive slot machine, especially a wide area progressive slot machine. Those are the ones with the $1 million jackpots. And if you don't bet the maximum coins, you are not eligible for those big $1 million jackpots. So it'd be silly to play that machine and not bet max coins. So that's the definite time that you should play max coins. But if you're looking for other situations where it's to your benefit to do that, look for our other video, When to Bet Max Coins.
All right, that's it for part 2 on our top 10 slot machine myths that we busted. If you didn't see part 1, make sure you go back and find that for numbers 1 through 5. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss out on any of the great videos we put out.
Yeah, thanks again for watching, and best wishes for good luck in the casinos.